All right, so I just wanted to share an interesting discovery on a really interesting guitar. So we have a 1960 Les Paul Junior, double cutaway, and as you can see, there's something very unusual about it. This guitar is not refinished, but it's an actual factory black Les Paul Junior, one of just a few known examples. This one's in really great condition. It was sent to be evaluated by myself and my buddy Rick King, which we've already done, but kind of at the end of the process, we were just checking things and plugging it in just to check out overall performance and comparing it to my 1960 Junior. I have one just like it that's not black, but it just kind of didn't compare sonically. Acoustically, it sounds very much like mine, very strong and alive. And the pickup measures a proper 8K. All the original electronics are present. And it just sounds really distant and kind of dull. And there was no real reason, no apparent reason for that. So I dug a little deeper. Noticed that the pickup was just the whole geometry of the guitar. The pickup pole screws were just a little farther away from the strings than mine. So just for the sake of experimentation, I was going to shim up the pickup a little bit, just to make the equations the same between my guitar and this guitar for a better comparison. And when I did, this is what I found. And I've heard of this happening, but in my 30 plus years of doing this, I have not encountered it myself until now. So removing what's called the dog ear pickup cover, discovered that it is not a dog ear pickup. So usually there would be little tabs coming off of the base plate of this P90 pickup that hung over the body and mounted the pickup when you screw the cover back down on. This is a soap bar P90 that you'd find like in a Les Paul Special. Pickup is identical, but the mounting is different. So rather than the dog ears, it uses these two screws here, just like you would mount a soap bar pickup onto like a gold top or a Special. And what that's doing is causing this pickup to live much farther away from the strings than is optimal for the sound we want to hear out of these Juniors. And then to compensate, they raised these pole pieces up so that they peek through the cover. So it appears to be a normal situation of a dog ear P90. But as soon as you look under, you see the problem. So this guitar has been this way since it was brand new in 1960. The pots are original. Everything is untouched, clearly original. So this isn't something that somebody did later. It's just the result of most likely running out of dog ear pickups that day at Gibson, and this was their way of just getting the guitar out the door. So I'm gonna take these screws out, and I'm gonna shim underneath this pickup with probably some little mahogany strips, and see how it sounds. All right, so we've done this very low-tech fix. Remove the two screws. So these are just the exact same screws you'd find in a Les Paul Gold Top or a Les Paul Special or any other soap bar. So we don't need these. Put those in a bag, keep them in the case. As you can see, I've just made two mahogany shims, spacers. They're almost 1/8 of an inch thick by the time I kind of fine-tuned the thickness. So this is a very low-tech fix. I'm not going to use any glue or adhesives or anything. They'll just stay in place from the mounting of the pickup. I've lowered the pole screws all the way down to the bobbin and put the cover back on, and we'll string this back up, and this should sound really proper now. All right, so we're plugged in to the Gibson GA8, which is one of my favorite P90 amps. Just happens to be a great pairing. And now we have nice, even response strings. So looking back at the other video, almost an 1/8 of an inch difference, which is hugely significant to the height of a bridge pickup. Especially that. It needs to be closer to the strings than it does in the neck to get kind of an equal output. So there we go. For the first time since 1960, this sounds as it was intended to sound.